Mary Helen Dara, Taylor Automotive Family, here with my fellow ambassador, Joan Coase. Why are we here at the Hyundai dealership in Findlay, Joan?
Well, today we are going to highlight two of our women leaders here at Taylor, and that's a first for us, and I think it's about time.
All right, well, let's get going.
Let's get going. So this morning I had the pleasure of meeting with Jaden Sammet and Judy Brenner, both women leaders at Taylor. And we have never done this before, so we're excited to highlight as part of our Women in the Driver's Seat. We're excited to start out with the two of you and highlight what you all are doing. So I'm going to start with Jaden, and she's the sales manager at Taylor Hyundai. And I read that you were originally a nursing student.
I was, yes.
So maybe you could tell us a little bit of how you went from nursing to where you are today at Taylor.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I had started to really get into the nursing field. I had went to Millstream for nursing, and then when I graduated high school, went into college for nursing. And as I progressed, I just started to realize this wasn't really the field that was meant for me. I had worked as a nurse aide and had some struggles through that I was like, okay, there's something else out there. I grew up with a mother who was in the sales field my entire life, so I knew a lot about sales and knew just a general idea of, okay, that is a possibility. Well, then I ended up going through and changing my direction into business through college and was like, okay, I want a part-time job. Got a part-time job with the Taylors as a secretary, receptionist. And from there, I was like, man, there's so many options within this field that don't require me to continue having to get my education, which was costing me a lot of money at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was really just money that I didn't have, that I was like, okay, if I can make this work, I'm going to save myself quite a bit of money through the education and still be able to progress through a good career. And just slowly started working through different roles and realized that I had the sales bug like my mom did. And I was like, all right, well, this is where we're going. And then I moved into the finance position and realized that one of my passions from there was getting to work with the sales team and doing trainings and getting to work with them through loans and customers. I was like, man, I want to be on the sales side wholly. I want to do that all the time. And then when a position for the sales manager role opened up, I had put in my name in the hat and they selected me to start that journey. And now I'm here.
And you're knocking it out of the ballpark.
I am trying every single day.
You're doing a great job. And Judy, so you're originally from Toledo, right?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about your journey of how you ended up in the role now as the sales and floor manager.
So I actually started with Taylor's in 2005, August of 05, as a cashier. And I loved the success I saw on the sales floor. I loved the enthusiasm. It was like a very tight-knit family. So I knew that I didn't want to stay in that entry-level position. So I kind of put my feelers out, had one of the sales managers at Toledo Kia reach out and say, hey, we would like you to come on the sales floor as a finance assistant. So I took that position, got to learn a little bit about sales because I had no idea about anything having to do with sales. I came from the restaurant industry prior to that.
Okay.
So all I knew is that I was eager and I saw all these successful people that are willing to push you to learn new things and get more skills. So I just kept soaking it all up as a finance assistant. Over the 19 years, I have had numerous positions in numerous buildings. So I've worked at every store except the Cadillac store.
Wow.
Stephen and Ed have pushed me. A lot of people in this organization have pushed me just to try different things. So I've done everything from cashiering to finance assistant. I was an inventory manager, working the lot, moving the cars. Then I landed finance manager position, which I loved, but I really missed the sales aspect of things and the relationship that you build with your customers. So I found out that there may be a sales manager, floor manager position available. So just like Jaden, threw my name in the hat, and here I am.
Well, that's a great story. So I read about you that you really love a challenge.
I do. I love challenges.
Well, that shows, I think, with how you've put yourself out there and have soaked it all up. What are the most challenging and rewarding aspects of what you do?
I think the most challenging part is you have a team of 7 or 8 guys that every day it's an emotional internal struggle on getting customers in, dealing with a lot of rejection over the phone. And we're in a very internet based life now that, I mean, it's constant. It's constantly working through that. But when they get someone here and it's a great relationship and a customer that now has a really good bond with us as a company and that salesperson, the most rewarding part is getting to see that customer become a fan of ours and they come back in for service. They always come in and, oh, hey, Jaden, hey, Judy, hey, where's Brock at? And getting to see that development is the best reward of this job because it really turns just some stranger that came in as a customer now become a part of our family. And that's the best part.
What about you, Judy? Do you have anything to add to that?
I do. I agree with pretty much everything Jaden said. But it also we deal with a lot of challenges with the economy. So what the economy is doing directly affects what our store's doing, whether people are coming in or they're not. And I like the challenge of somebody coming in with a situation. The economy has been the greatest lately, so we've been getting a lot of I can't afford this, or I lost my job and had to take a pay cut. So the most rewarding thing for me is to be able to take that scenario and help them. Get them into something that's less expensive, or if it's a family change, get them into something that's bigger or smaller. So I think that's the most rewarding thing, but just like Jaden said, it's making a customer happy and bringing them in and making them a part of the Taylor family.
I know the Taylor Automotive family really encourages their employees to be involved in the community. Could you maybe share a little bit of how you do that?
Well, currently we're doing the Thanksgiving Give Back.
Yep.
So we're picking 8 different families in surrounding communities, and we're going to supply them with a full Thanksgiving meal. Again, it's tough for a lot of people out there right now. So we do that. We also do a lot of volunteering at City Mission. So we'll go and we'll put on tennis shoes and jeans and just have the ladies put us to work in the soup kitchen. We do a lot of things around Christmas time as well. A lot for University of Findlay, City of Findlay schools. So it's really cool that they push us to do that and to see them when their roots are up in Toledo to bring all of that down in this community is really awesome.
With both of us being fairly new into these roles, one thing that we've been blessed with is being able to now encourage the sales staff and the entire staff as a whole to look for ways that they can give back even outside of what the Taylors do.
Right.
And the Taylors, I mean, they bless us every single year with different opportunities to give back to our community and give back to the people that constantly are giving to us. And one thing that we always strive to push is how can we give back outside of just those opportunities? What can we do not just at Christmas time, not just at Thanksgiving? And that's something that we've started over our discussions with all of the sales team members of what are things now. We're doing our Thanksgiving, we're doing our Christmas give backs. What are things that we can do come springtime for families? What are things that we can do in the summertime? What can we do through the entire year now that will put us in the community and give back to everyone throughout the whole year? And that's
great.
something we've really just gotten to start. And I'm excited to see where it goes.
And they're excited, I think.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a couple of our team members, they don't live in Findlay. So we're doing things in Fostoria and Macomb, White House, Ohio. So it's really cool to brainstorm with them, which we actually just had a big brainstorm on Saturday.
Yep.
So it's neat.
That's
The ideas that they're coming up with are really cool.
Yeah, it's really wonderful to see the involvement and see what all can be accomplished. Yeah, I love it. Are there any recent accomplishments that you're most proud of?
We had a 13-car day Saturday.
We did.
Yes, we were very exhausted. They kept us very busy, but that was pretty cool. I just think anytime a customer leaves happy is an accomplishment.
Yes.
Anytime you have a salesperson hit a goal, I'm going to get teary-eyed. But just seeing them do that, to me, that's the biggest accomplishment. It's not about me. It's not about her. It's about us as a team. So.
What advice would you give to a woman who wants to be a woman in the driver's seat and lead an organization such as this? What advice would you give her?
Work hard. Yeah. Put your feelers out. Make sure people know that you don't want to be content in whatever spot you're in, that you want to grow. And there are plenty of people and organizations that love to push people to become successful, Stephen being one of them. So I think we're both pretty grateful for him and his organization, but just go for it. Go for it. You can't improve if you don't have failures. Everybody's going to have minor failures through life, and you learn on those, but if you're not having failures, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So,
Yeah, my recommendation is absolutely do not give up. There's going to be plenty of struggles, plenty of failures, and it's pushing past those and continuing to move forward and really just put yourself out there. That was one thing that when I first started with the Taylors, I was afraid to voice my want to move up.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my previous managers actually looked at me and he said, you need to tell them exactly what you want to do. Even if it's not something that's achievable next week, next year, in the next 5 years, tell them exactly what you want to do and they'll help you get there.
Yep.
And I looked at my manager at the time and said, I want to be a finance manager. What do I need to do to get there? And he said, you just got to work harder than everybody else and you'll get there. And I'd be the first one there, the last one out. You'd catch me on Saturdays cleaning the curtains and doing anything I could to impress them to move me up.
Yep.
And yeah, that just continuing to outwork everybody in the room.
And don't give up.
Yep. I think that's great advice. And I think that is something that is actually proven. Research has been done about women sometimes just assuming that if they work really hard, it will be recognized and they'll be moved up, where they really need to just say, hey, I'm really interested in this and I want to go for it.
Yes.
So
Put a voice to it.
Absolutely. Let them know what your plan is and where you want to be.
Yep.
Create a success plan.
Yep, great advice. Well, ladies, thank you for taking some time out of your busy day and
having us.
sharing your journey with us. And I'm sure that you will continue to be very successful, and we're very grateful for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaden and Judy, for sharing your leadership story with us.
Well, let's hit the road and see who's next in the driver's seat.